statement. And now give the floor to the representative of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Señor Presidente.
Mr. President, Venezuela congratulates Sweden for having convened this open debate, and we welcome the adoption of Resolution 2427 today. We should also like to extend our thanks to the Special Representative, Madam Virginia Gamba, the Executive Director of UNICEF, Enriqueta Fore, and Yene Londoño for their statements. And we wish to commend what they're doing to promote and protect the rights of children affected by armed conflicts. The concept note prepared for this debate starts by quoting the report that Grata Machel produced in 1996, where she stated that the most effective way of protecting children was by preventing armed conflict, and Venezuela fully agrees with this. It is our belief that the most effective strategy for protecting children from participation in and the consequences of war is preventing and resolving conflict situations by means of a comprehensive approach to the structural causes of conflict. It's undeniable that in many cases socioeconomic vulnerability, ethnic, religious intolerance, discrimination and exclusion affecting many boys and girls as a result of war facilitates their participating in hostilities and also worsens the harmful effects of armed conflict on them. Therefore, it is vital to prevent the use and recruitment of children in armed conflict and ensure their protection, the protection of their rights in such situation. Again, another vital factor in preventing armed conflict is preventing any foreign military intervention and proxy wars, putting an end to destabilization of entire societies for geopolitical and economic reasons, arms transfers, funding, training, and harboring extremist groups. We therefore urge all states to act in compliance with UN Charter, the provisions in international instruments, and both the Security Council and General Assembly resolutions. It is appalling and ethically unacceptable that year after year we continue to read in the reports submitted to us on this issue that there are still serious difficulties in protecting children affected by armed conflict, that they are disproportionately affected by wars. And in many cases, the situations where children's, boys and girls' rights are violated have worsened, as is shown in the report given to the Council today, stating that in 2017, there was a major rise in violations over the 2016 figures. Venezuela rejects and categorically condemns all violations of international humanitarian law and international human rights law affecting children in armed conflict, and we urge all parties to conflict to comply with their obligations pursuant to international law. Again, acting consistently should be a moral imperative for the United Nations when we talk of actions to protect children in armed conflict. The use of double standards here only undermines international efforts to protect children. And here we advocate the implementation of international justice to crimes and violations against Palestinian children, given the many attacks their country has suffered by the occupying power. It is shameful to see that when some countries appeal for justice for violations against children in armed conflict, however, when Palestinian children are talked of, these countries fall silent. We have to continue to support DDR programs. This includes deploying special child protection measures, which are going ahead in countries within the framework of the peace-building architecture. Programs here are a key factor for the real and sustainable shift from war to peace. As I conclude, I would say that Venezuela wishes to repeat that protecting children affected by armed conflict must be a vital premise espoused by all member states of this organization and the entire UN system throughout all stages of a conflict. With this in mind, we continue to provide firm support to endeavors in compliance with international law to protect and aid boys and girls as an imperative ethical commitment. I should like to thank